Welcome to this morning's 30-minute yoga sequence. We're going to start with our legs crossed this morning, sitting up nice and tall. So this morning we are going to be practicing asanas based around balance. So to start, just placing the hands on the knees, taking in a deep breath, breathing out through the mouth. A few more just sitting here. Starting to draw your awareness into the moment. Letting go of any thoughts you've come to today's practice with. Taking this opportunity to drop into the body. You might take a few moments to reflect on what balance means to you. It has many different interpretations. So today we'll be practicing physical asanas to challenge our balance. But that can transition across into life. It could be your work-life balance. It could be the balance between your yin and yang, between all the fast-paced style activities and the stillness. It could be the balance between you giving and receiving. Just taking a few moments to reflect here on what it means to you. In what ways you can incorporate more balance into your life. Two more breaths here. And then gently rolling the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. A couple more times. Starting to notice what you can feel in the upper back, in the neck. Two more. And then allowing the shoulders to rest down the back. Inhaling the hands up to the ceiling and twisting to the left as you exhale, placing the right hand on the left knee, the left hand behind the body and looking behind. Taking a breath as you twist through the back. And inhaling the hands and torso back to center. And exhale, twisting to the right, lowering the left hand onto the right knee, the right hand behind the body. Noticing the difference in the left and right side. If twisting one direction was easier than the other. Inhaling the hands and torso back to center and allowing the arms to float down by your sides. We're going to shift our weight forward, coming onto our hands and knees into tabletop. So here, making sure that the knees are underneath the hips, the wrists are underneath the shoulders, and the hands and the knees are hip and shoulder width apart. Nice neutral spine gazing down between the thumbs. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide, feeling the texture beneath them. We're going to move through cat-cow to warm up more through the spine. So as you breathe in, dropping the belly down to the mat, lifting up through the crown of the head. And exhale, belly button to the spine, tucking the chin to the chest, tucking the tailbone. Inhale, dropping the belly. Following the rhythm of your own breath here. Starting to notice what you can feel within the body. Noticing the sensations. Noticing your clothing against your skin. Noticing the body moving with the breath. Start to explore here, moving forwards and moving backwards as you breathe in and breathe out. You can also explore moving side to side. And just noticing the hips, the shoulders, moving in a way that feels good for you, in a way that warms up the back, warms up the hips. Two more breaths here. And then coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to take our left hand and our right foot and extend out in front and behind, engaging the core, finding your balance. Keeping the arm and leg extended, we're slowly going to drop down to the mat and inhale up. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale. Two more. And slowly returning the hand and knee back to tabletop. And then switching sides, right hand and left leg out in front and behind. Engaging the posterior chain, reaching nice and long. Keeping the arm and leg extended. Slowly lowering down to tap the mat. Inhaling up. Exhale. And inhale. Allowing the body to flow with the breath. One more. And then lowering the hand and knee back to tabletop. Gently moving from side to side, releasing through the shoulders, through the hips. Finding your positioning. And then taking the left hand and right leg out in front and behind and holding here. So you have the option to stay here in this position, or you can bend through the right knee, taking the left hand to the right foot. Finding your balance, and then pushing the foot into the hand, stretching through the chest. And then releasing, placing the hand and knee back onto the mat. Taking the right hand, left leg out in front and behind, holding. You have the option to stay here, or you can bend through the left knee, taking the right hand to the left foot. Finding your balance and then pushing the foot into the hand, stretching through the chest. Shoulder blades down the back. And then releasing, placing the hands and knees back into tabletop. Gently moving the hips from side to side, once again releasing any tension. We're going to walk our knees out as wide as the mat, joining the big toes together, and we're going to slowly sit back on the heels, moving the hips left to right as we do. Gently settling down, walking the hands out in front, dropping the forehead down to the mat into child's pose. Allowing the shoulders to drop, allowing the arms to hang from the shoulders. You might like to rotate the wrists here. And then allowing the wrists to rest and just taking one more breath. And then returning back to tabletop. Drawing the knees in hip width apart, finding your positioning. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. If your hamstrings are tight, keeping the knees bent, pushing the chest forward so that the head is in line with the arms. You can gently walk through the legs, bending and straightening through the knees, alternating sides, stretching through the calves, stretching through the hamstrings. Shoulders down the back. And then coming up onto the toes and sinking down into the heels. Step the right foot to the right hand, left foot to the left hand, so that we're in a forward fold. Once again, we're just starting to warm the hamstrings up. So if you need to, keeping the knees bent, allowing the upper body to hang down towards the mat. Taking a breath as you feel the spine decompress. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. So you can either keep the fingertips onto the mat or you can place the hands on the shins as we lift up, breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Bending through the knees a little more, making them nice and soft. Inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, leaning slightly back. And exhale, folding forward. Stepping the right foot back, left foot back into plank. Here you have the option to drop to the knees as we bend through the elbows to the bottom of the push-up and we press into the palms into cobra. So if the back is still feeling tight, keeping the elbows bent here. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog, sinking down into the heels. Stepping the left foot to the left hand, right foot to the right hand into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening through the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, slightly back, and exhale, folding forward. Stepping the left foot back, right foot back into plank. Option to drop to the knees as we bend through the elbows and inhale, cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. Stepping the right foot forward. Here we're going to find our balance, stepping into the right foot and inhale the hands up to the ceiling into a high lunge. Noticing your balance, staying up on the left toes. Exhale, placing the hands back down onto the mat, stepping the left foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, slightly back. And exhale, folding forward. Stepping the right foot back, left foot back into plank. Option to drop to the knees. Bending through the elbows to the bottom of the push-up. And then inhaling, cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. Stepping the left foot forward. Finding your balance on your left foot. Inhaling the hands up to the ceiling into a high lunge. Exhale, folding forward. Stepping the right foot forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, slightly back. And exhale, folding forward. Left foot back, right foot back, into plank. Option to the knees, bending through the elbows. Inhaling cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. Stepping the right foot forward, left foot forward into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling. Placing the palms together here and lowering them down to the heart center. Taking a breath and then releasing the hands, allowing them to fall down by your sides. So here we're going to take a breath and find mountain pose. So the foundation of our balance. Standing with our feet hip width apart, we're going to tuck the tailbone, tuck the rib cage, drawing the belly button to the spine, shoulder blades down the back, hands beside the body facing your legs. So taking a breath here, noticing your balance on 2 feet. So you can rock forwards and backwards if you like to side. Notice how the body knows to balance. It knows how to find itself on 2 feet. Here we're going to gently close our eyes. Feel the body as it stabilizes itself, becoming aware of the muscles that are engaged. Slowly opening through the eyes. We're going to find our balance on our left foot. For these balance poses, you can go to the wall or you can go to something to hold on to if you need to. We're going to be raising our left knee up, interlacing our fingers, placing both hands onto our right knee. Finding balance on our left foot. Shoulder blades down the back. Starting to notice the ankle as it starts to engage, the left leg finding our balance. So you can rest here, or you can take the left hand onto the right knee, the right hand behind the body. First option. Second option is to turn and look towards the right thumb. And then returning the hand back to the knee, releasing the fingertips and lowering the leg down to the mat. Gently moving through the knees, rolling the shoulders, finding mountain pose. Inhaling the hands up to the ceiling and exhale, folding forward. Stepping the right foot back, left foot back into plank. Dropping to the knees, bending through the elbows and inhaling cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog, sinking down into the heels. Starting to notice the hamstrings and the posterior chain stretching a little bit further. Stepping the left foot to the left hand, right foot to the right hand. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bending through the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, slightly back. Placing the palms together and lowering them down to the heart center. Releasing the hands, rolling the shoulders, finding mountain pose. Finding your balance again on 2 feet. Moving from side to side, forwards and back. Observing what it feels like. If you like, you can close your eyes while you do this as well. Starting to tap in what balance feels like rather than using the eyes as a focal point. And once you've found mountain pose, finding your balance on your right foot. Inhaling the left knee up, interlacing the fingers, placing them on the left knee. Finding your balance here. Feeling the right ankle as it engages. Starting to notice what it feels like to balance within the body. And your option to stay here, or to take the right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind the body, twisting. And then the second option from here is to turn and look towards the left thumb. And returning the left hand back to the left knee, releasing the hands and lowering the left foot down to the mat. Moving through the knees, rolling the shoulders, finding your balance again on 2 feet in mountain pose. Taking a breath. And then inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, exhale, folding forward. Stepping the left foot back, right foot back into plank. Option to drop to the knees, bending through the elbows and inhaling cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. Sinking right down into those heels. So you have an option this time to bend through the knees, looking towards the hands and jumping the feet forward. So you can jump or step. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening through the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling. Palms together and lowering down to the heart center. Finding mountain pose. Finding your balance. And then shifting your weight to your left foot. We're going to be taking the right foot at the ankle, the calf, or the inside of the thigh, making sure not to press it against the knee into tree pose. So if you need to, taking your hands out wide to find your balance, or you can use a wall. Once you've found your tree, you can start to visualize the foot and the energy from the foot sinking down into the earth or growing roots, holding you in place, grounding you, taking you out of your mind and into your body and into this moment. We're going to bend through the elbows, drawing the shoulder blades together with cactus arms. So you have the option to stay here, or you can join the hands together at the heart center. And from here, for an extra challenge, you have the option to take the arms up and over the head. Feeling your balance in tree pose. You might feel the body move as it starts to stabilize, just like a tree blowing in the breeze. Releasing the fingertips, placing the foot back down onto the mat. Rolling the shoulders, bending through the knees. Finding mountain pose. Inhaling the hands up to the ceiling and exhale, folding forward. The option this time to step back or bending through the knees and then jumping the feet back into plank. Bending through the knees and then the elbows to inhale cobra. Tucking the toes, lift the hips up to the ceiling into downward dog. Option to step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees, inhaling the hands up to the ceiling, slightly back. Palms together and down to the heart center. Finding mountain pose. Finding your balance on 2 feet, shoulder blades down the back, and then shifting your weight to your right foot, taking the left foot at the ankle, the calf, or the inside of the thigh. Taking your arms out if you need to, or holding onto a wall to find your balance. Taking a breath. Once you've got your balance, bending through the elbows, drawing the shoulder blades together. The option to stay here or to take the hands at the chest. And then lastly, taking them up above the head into tree. Again, feeling the body stabilizing, the right foot grounding, holding you in place. Feeling the body balance. And then releasing the hands, taking the left foot back down onto the mat. Finding your balance on 2 feet. Rolling the shoulders, taking a breath. And then inhaling the hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, folding forward. Option to bend through the knees and jump or step back into plank. Dropping the knees to the mat, bending through the elbows, and inhaling cobra. And from here, we're going to sit back into child's pose. So joining the big toes together, you can take the knees out a little wider and you can move the body left to right as you settle down towards the mat. Dropping the forehead down, taking a breath, allowing the whole body to melt towards the mat. Taking a moment here to bring to mind an area of your life where you would like more balance. Start to envisage what this would look like. What balance feels like. Visualizing it. Feeling it. And then thinking of something that you can do today to restore more balance. It could be anything. You might like to incorporate more stillness. This could be meditation. It could be a cup of coffee outside. It might be to spend more time with family. It could be about a balanced mindset, not wanting to react so often to situations that come across throughout your day. Taking one more breath here. And then inhaling up to tabletop. drawing the knees in hip width apart. And then you can either cross the ankles, walking the feet back to sit down, or you can tuck the feet to one side. Again, resting the hands on the knees, rolling the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Big shoulder rolls. And then allowing the shoulders to rest. Taking the hands together at the heart center. Taking a moment to show gratitude to today's practice. And thank you for joining me this morning. Namaste.